Nice to see the annoying Yentas on The View fighting amongst each other once again. Update America is reporting that Abby Huntsman, who is the new conservative co-host of ABC's The View, had no issue whatsoever in taking on her liberal colleagues on Thursday morning after one of them decided to go ahead and compare President Donald Trump to an actual dictator. That co-host was Sunny Hostin, of course. She harshly criticized Trump's comments about Hurricane Maria and the U.S. response to the devastation in Puerto Rico, but acting as the voice of reason in a sea of nuts on that show, Huntsman fought back by replying, "I don't think President Trump is solely to blame for what happened." She also correctly pointed out that Puerto Rico had a number of problems before Maria even hit. But then Hostin just couldn't leave well enough alone and go on to another subject, so the liberal had to use the Democrat Party talking point and start calling President Trump a dictator, not unlike how they used to call President George W. Bush one when he was in office. So the fight continued. Abby Huntsman, the new conservative co-host of ABC's The View, took on her liberal colleagues on Thursday after one of them compared President Donald Trump to an actual dictator. Co-host Sunny Hostin harshly criticized Trump's comments about Hurricane Maria and the U.S. response to the devastation in Puerto Rico. Acting as the voice of reason, Huntsman commented, "I don't think President Trump is solely to blame for what happened." She also correctly pointed out that Puerto Rico had a number of problems before Maria even hit. However, the fireworks really started to fly when Hostin likened Trump to a dictator. Watch the video below. That's comparing him to a Hitler, somebody that gasses their own people, that starves their people. Huntsman shot back. You think President Trump was in the Oval Office saying, "How can we make it worse for Puerto Ricans? How can we make it so more people die? You think that's what happened in the White House?" Hostin refused to back down from her statements, claiming Trump didn't care enough when the hurricane hit. At the time that this was happening, he was more concerned with NFL athletes protesting and kneeling than he was concerned about what's going on in the United States, she said. When you see someone, the president, letting his own citizens die and then turning it around and saying that they didn't really die, I think that that's very similar to the acts of a dictator. It's an easy applause line, and I think that's an extreme way to look at it, Huntsman responded. What happened in Puerto Rico was far more complicated. All this started because of President Trump's tweet, 3,000 people did not die in the two hurricanes that hit Puerto Rico. When I left the island, after the storm had hit, they had anywhere from 6 to 18 deaths, Trump tweeted. He added, as time went by it did not go up by much. Then, a long time later, they started to report really large numbers, like 3,000. This was done by the Democrats in order to make me look as bad as possible when I was successfully raising billions of dollars to help rebuild Puerto Rico. If a person died for any reason, like old age, just add them onto the list. Bad politics. I love Puerto Rico. The truth of the matter is that unless there are bodies to count we will never know the truth. The Democrats are experts at propaganda, just like their Soviet counterparts. They have no issue branding people racists, bigots, and dictators. Which proves they really have no idea what a dictator really is, since President Trump has never done anything to warrant that label. Neither did President George W. Bush, but we had 8 years of the left calling him Hitler, because they wanted the Democrat Party to win the 2008 elections.